But
Do you think those are the doors to Telos?
I have two things to say about that.
Okay.
Just two. A lady went in there soon after that door was locked. Before the door was locked, but soon after we discovered it. But she went in there, and she said it was deep water, and water was coming from the ceiling, and she couldn't see very far. But she'd been in there. And she came back out. She thought maybe if we went in during like August, when there wasn't, or when as soon as the snow melt was down, that we made plans on that. But then Stphen Sindonie, in his greatest of ease, was on Coast to Coast with George Norrie.
I didn't know Sindonie made it on Coast to Coast.
And he made this announcement. I'm going to be in Mount Shasta, and we're going to talk about the doors, and I'm going to show you all the doors.
Yeah.
He calls me up and says, Arthur, I'm going to be at Berryville, where we're going to go to the doors, or this or that. You know? And I said, you are? And see, I know something else that he doesn't. The city doesn't like him very well. But anyway, I said, okay. So we wait, and we wait, and we wait. It was like 2 hours later, no Stephen, and I finally called him up. And he goes, oh, the cops railroaded me. I can't go to Berryville. Tell everybody to meet me at the park. Dude, you got 100 people here waiting for you. I'm not going to tell them that. So we all went outside, and this one guy stuck out. It was really weird. He had this a helmet on, a motorcycle helmet, and he just stuck out. Yeah. And like there was this like, come over here and talk to me type guy, you know. I walked up. I said, "So what's your story, guy?" And this is where it really gets interesting. He goes, oh, you're Arthur. You're the guy. Oh, okay. He says, I need to tell you this. He gets his map out. He goes, I work for the Dunsmuir Waterworks. I said, is that why you got the helmet on? And he goes, no, I ride a motorbike. Well, take the helmet off. Anyway, then he works for Dunsmuir Waterworks, and he says, back in the 1940s, where the doors are now, there was a little stream coming out of that.
Okay.
So because Dunsmuir was growing, they decided they needed to make a drill in, and make a reserve there. So that behind those two doors is a drilled wall, a drilled hole that is about 60 yards deep. And about 3 to 4 feet, 60 yards deep in, about 3 or 4 feet deep, so it can hold water.
So it just holds water. That's kind of what I always thought, because it's by Mossbrae Falls. And there are all the water pipes there.
The story that Stephen has been following says that the man went to upstairs to Shasta Springs, and in his walk around found a cave.
Right. Is that the J.C. Brown?
Yeah, J.C. Brown.
Yeah.
See, there was a guy who was at Diane Robbins' house that works there at the St. Germain Foundation. Okay. When Stephen showed up and asked Diane if he could talk to Adama, could he tell her? Could Adama tell him where the doors were? And the guy that was there said, "Oh, I know where those doors are. I'll show you."
Oh, and so that's why Sindonie thought.
So that's how he found them.
Gotcha. It kind of sounds like Sindonie pulled a J.C. Brown there by not showing up. You know, that's what J.C. Brown did.
Well, yeah. Well, he thinks he is J.C. Brown.
Yeah.
I'm the man who did this story. That's why I know so much about it. But my question was all the time is, if that was the cave, why is it that we don't have this stuff in a museum yet?
Right.
Why hasn't somebody gone in there, snagged it out, and brought it up?
If it was there, yeah.
And if that hasn't happened, did the Saint Germain Foundation do it? And that's why they're so wealthy.
Yeah. The other thing I've heard is about the military pass road that goes around the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, there's fences and you can't get through there. And so that makes a lot of people suspicious. That there's some kind of military presence protecting something, but I have no idea if there's any truth to that.
Ooh,
yeah, spooky.
Another story.
Spooky, it's a good story, but I don't know if there's any truth to that.
Got another. We should go do a flyby.
We have to go.
Fly over. Hey, get Google map and look and see.
I will, yeah. It might be blocked out if it's a military thing, but, I mean, if it's not, then yeah. Yeah, I will check.
Have you ever looked at your own house?
I have.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
Have you ever seen yourself outside when you looked at your own house?
No, the Google Maps.
That's really weird.
It hasn't been updated in a while.
Yeah.
It's all kind of old satellite imagery, but
yeah. Well, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
So the J.C. Brown story got me into the Telos.
That was your introduction
to it? That was
it?
my introduction.
Wow.
And then it's like, I had been doing this interview before, what brings you to Mount Shasta? And a lot of people say the mountain called them, Telos called them.
Yeah.
My question here that I want to propose to all you people there and all you people there, on his little cast, is what is happening either now or in the future that all these people are being guided to be here.
Yeah, that interests me too. That really does interest me. I mean, I'm not even sure. What guided me here was just my parents looking for work, you know? There was nothing mystical about it. But me staying here and becoming fascinated with it is, all about.
Have you ever gone over to the museum?
The Sisson Museum? Yeah, I have.
And there, looked at their Lemurian thing, and their lenticulars. See, there's a lot of interesting things there. That they have that caught my eye about Lemuria. They started doing the Lemuria and Telos thing in the mid-1800s.
Right, with A Dweller on Two Planets.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Philos, the kid from Wairika who. He channeled Philos, right?
Yeah.
And he wrote about Telos and Lemuria.
Yeah. And it started there, and then it grew, and other people. And Diane Robbins was in New York writing bestsellers when she got a international wavelength to her head and said, "Would you like to write a book?"
Yeah, about Telos, about Adama, the high priest of Telos. Yeah. I should start explaining these things, because some of the people who listen might not know.
Well, tell them to go to, they can go to A Day in Telos, or Arthur A. and look at some of the interviews with Diane Robin,
you interviewed Diane.
And with Annette Sassoon. They can also go to teloschannel.com, and that's Annette's group. And then there's Louise, that she has her book, and Telos USA. I've interviewed the Telos USA, Diane Robin.
You've covered it pretty well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of similarities of all these people. They got it right. They're speaking to the same person.
Yeah, it's all Adama.
Yeah.
I guess we should tell the J.C. Brown story, because that's a good one. That's so.
Well, I would just send people to YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, you can find everything you need, but the gist of it.
Yeah.
J.C. Brown said he discovered
was a missing person.
Yeah.
But why was he missing? Because he had too much information. No, because he was an old man, he got sick, and he went home to his daughter and died.
Okay,
That's why he's missing.
He discovered a tunnel into Mount Shasta. He said it went for about a mile, or he went into it about a mile.
11 miles.
And it was a golden tunnel. He started hearing things when he got deeper in there.
There's
He
a
came
lot
back.
of gold
And then
a lot of platinum.
He went to Stockton, was it?
Stockton
and,
to his friend's house as an old man and gave them the story.
Yeah, and he got people together to go there, and then
all of a sudden
he was gone. He's gone.
6 months. They studied 6 months or so.
Yeah, yeah.
They were gonna. He said, "I'm gonna tell you one thing tomorrow," and tomorrow never came.
Yeah.
They sent the police looking for him.
So the secret left with him.
But they think that he was taken because somebody didn't want a bunch of pictures being taken of this particular
Telos,
golden goddess.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The city within the mountain. I mean, that's like, it's so popular around here that I forget that it's not, known. And then a lot of foreigners come here to study the mountain. They read Dian's books. All those books are really popular in Japan, which I think is great. Yeah. Because of Mount Fuji being Mount Shasta's sister.
Being the same type of a holy mountain.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing that gets me the most, and all these people are coming here. Oh, Eugene Sway. Typical. I gotta say that Eugene Sway, not knowing anything about Telos when he came up here in 1995 and started buying up property.
Uh-huh.
His university is called Telos University.
Really? Wow.
And he picked that name out of a Greek dictionary because it was really cool.
Yeah, it is. I agree. That's funny. Wow. Do you think there's anything? Do you think Telos is a reality?
There is an outer Telos and an inner Telos.
Okay, tell me about those.
Well, the outer Telos is the one that us physical beings are being called to.
Uh-huh.
Eugene Sway is in the process of building an off-the-grid. In fact, Diane Robbins says in her book, a man will come and build buildings in this area so that the Lemurians will be able to come in.
Wow. And so you think that's Eugene's way?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
yes. And when Eugene was introduced to Diane Robbins in 2004, he was appalled that she would steal his name. And she just laughed at him and goes, "No, it's up for grabs for anybody."
Wow.
And he's also putting you know where Les Schwab is over on Spring Hill?
Yeah.
You know where the cross is?
Yeah.
So between the road and where the cross is and Les Schwab, he's putting a convention center there.
Okay.
He has 8 acres. He's using 3 of them. The convention center will be two stories in ground and 2 stories above ground. It'll have an area big enough to do a concert.
Okay.
Outdoor concerts.
I like that.
Inside will be small rooms that can be rented. And guess what the name of it is?
Is that going to be Telos as well?
Telos Outreach.
Wow.
And that was before I even knew anything about it.
I can't wait for this stuff to happen.
So it is happening. Oh, it is. Don't wait. Well, it's already happening. You might miss the boat if you don't get on board.
Okay.
But really, there's Telos USA here. There's Diane Robbins' group here. There's a couple other Telos groups here.
Yeah.
The thing is there's all these people who are coming in, or the rainbow people who are coming here now, saying that the mountain is calling them. They've been coming here for a while.
Yeah.
And the ones that can stay here will, and the ones that don't like the cold, they leave, but they always come back in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, we always have our fair share of travelers.